Drivers have drawn in for tonight's racing program. Let's set the stage with Drake York.
Thank you so much, Brian. Currently joining you from BC Parked at Victory Lane here at the world-famous Kokomo Speedway for night number 2 of the Elliot's Custom Trailers and Karts Sprint Car Smackdown here once again at Kokomo Speedway, Indiana's baddest bull ring, and it showed us that last night. A whale of a race for the win between Briggs Danner and Kyle Cummins. You could argue in recent memory, two of the best drivers to ever take to Indiana's baddest bull ring, and boy, we got a heck of a show out of it, no question about it. 53 cars in attendance for night number 2 of the Smackdown. Let's check in on things, starting with our Amsoil USAC National Sprint Car Championship season long points. No surprise here, Kyle Cummins continues to lead the way at the top of the standings with 2,173 points. There is some moving and shaking behind him, though, as Mitchell Moles moves up to the second spot, 231 points behind Cummins, as Logan Seavey falls down to third. Briggs Danner, your winner last night, currently stays in that 4th spot, and Kevin Thomas Jr. rounds out the top 5. Justin Grant 6th, Robert Blue, who of course still is sitting out the Smackdown after suffering some pretty serious injuries down at the Bloomington Speedway during Indiana Sprint Week. Once again, he currently stays in that 7th position. CJ Leary moves up to 8th, while Jake Swanson, after that tough go of it last night, falls back tonight. The Keel Drake rounding out your top 10. Once again, that's your season-long Amsoil USAC National Sprint Car Championship point standings. Over to our dirt track driver v driver matchup, Joey Amantia, who, might I add, had a very impressive run at that last night. Out of almost the 1,000 people entered in that public lobby, he finished 16th, so it's safe to say he had a good night in the dirt track lobby. Tonight he goes up against Matt Westfall. We'll start with Matt Westfall. He's on the left-hand side of your screen, and you can look him up in the post-race public lobby at USAC Driver 1. Matt has chosen Kevin Thomas Jr., himself, Gunnar Setzer, Ricky Lewis, and Rylan Gray. To his right, Joey Amantia, who we talked about, had that great night on dirt draft last night. Unfortunately, not the same could be said for his results on the racetrack, but still optimistic heading into tonight. He is at USAC Driver 2 in the post-race lobby. He has chosen Kyle Cummins, Justin Grant, Ricky Lewis, himself, and Parker Fredrickson. Let's get down to the run of show tonight for the Amsoil USAC National Sprint Car Championship for night number 2 of the Elliot's Custom Trailers and Karts Sprint Car Smackdown at Kokomo Speedway. 8-minute horn for engine heat sounding just before we went on the air here on FloRacing. From there, we'll go into our dirt draft hot laps. Honest Day roofing qualifying going to be important as always with the USAC National Sprint Cars. Once again, that is single car, 2 laps, best lap stands. From there, we'll go to our 5 heat races, top 4 advance straight into the feature event. From there, we will go to our, no, not the Elliot's Custom Trailers and Karts semi-feature. Rather, tonight, again, with 53 cars, we do have a C. Main top 4 will advance from there straight into the back of that Elliot's Custom Trailers and Karts semi-feature. Then it is the Elliot's Custom Trailers and Karts semi-feature. Got a little ahead of myself there. Top 4 from that will advance straight into our 30-lap feature event for night number 2 of the Sprint Car Smackdown. Last night here on the FloRacing pre-race show, we talked about all the cool things that comes with Smackdown. We got to experience karaoke last night, which, by the way, be on the lookout for a really cool content piece between Brandon Maddox and myself, one of the really good guys of sprint car racing, one of the more fun guys to hang out in sprint car racing as well. So once again, really excited for everybody on FloRacing and the USAC Racing social media pages to see that tomorrow. But we talk about the fun parts, right? And there is a bigger part, the Riley Children's Hospital. A big push every year going towards donations and stuff like that for the Riley Children. So a lot of cool things going on this year. So if you're here at the racetrack, definitely you stopping by that Riley's tent down in the midway along with other drivers' merchandise trailers along with the USAC Racing Gear trailer. But talking to Melinda Stambro earlier today, said, look, it's been a busy week, no question about it, but she's feeling really confident that we could break yet another Smackdown record going toward Riley Children's Hospitals. And I know, yeah, sure, we come here for the races, we come here for the fun, but that's really one of the parts of it too. So like I said, make sure you go say hi to Melinda or everybody else working down at that Riley Children's Hospital tent. We talked to a few people earlier in the day about some really cool giveaways going on. There's currently a raffle for a package to go out for the Western world. We'll have more on that about our social medias. We did an interview with the Rocksteady Racing Gang earlier today about their push for that as well. There's a golf cart for raffle. And also, if you go down there, if you don't want to throw your money in the pot for, say, a raffle like that, there's also T-shirts. There's old John Stammer Racing shirts. I believe Logan Calderwood still has some of his shirts out here for sale as well. They got some hats, you name it. So make sure you go stop by the Riley's booth here. Also talking to Melinda Stambro earlier in the day, actually just before we went live on air here on the FloRacing broadcast. She told me, look, there's going to be a helmet walk out here tonight, so a bunch of drivers will come out with their helmets. You put some money in there, all going towards Riley's. She told me if we could get every person tonight donate at least $1, they would definitely be on track to beat their Smackdown donation record from last year. And Melinda Stambro will unveil us tomorrow night what that donation total is, and we hope, fingers crossed, that will be another record-breaking run. So we'll talk about the race cars for the rest of the night, but just remember, there's a bigger reason why we're here, and it's all for Riley's Children's Hospital as we get ready to go for night number 2 of the Elliott's Custom Racing Kart Sprint Car Smackdown here at Kokomo Speedway.
Thank you very much. Another way you can donate, especially if you're watching online, we have a QR code that we'll have on the screen periodically throughout the night that you can scan, and you can donate directly to this great cause. Over the course of this, over $600,000 has been raised. So there, it's on the screen right now in that bottom left-hand corner. Again, scan that with your phone, and you can go and donate directly into the Smackdown Cancer Cause. Of course, that QR code is also down at the merchandise area, the concession stand, kind of all over the grounds. You can find that and donate directly there as well. But again, we definitely want you to be a part of that helmet pass later on. And of course, after the races, appliances will be flying. No, the flying toaster is going to be playing down live here after the races at the stage, so make sure and hang out for that. Of course, tomorrow you've got kickball at noon. You've got the auction at 1. A lot of really awesome items in that auction as well, so make sure and make plans to be a part of all of that. If you're just joining us here on the FloRacing broadcast, here on night number 2 of the Elliott's Custom Trailers Kart Sprint Car Smackdown, a field of 53 on hand this evening. A couple of drivers, unfortunately, out after last night, suffering crashes and mechanical issues. One of those, Trey Osborne, broke the spud on the back of the going into the cam, and unfortunately that wiped out also the power steering pump on that number 6, so having to make repairs on that machine. Not in action here tonight. Evan Mosley, another driver who not able to return to racing action here this evening as well. AMSOIL is the title sponsor of the USAC Sprint Car National Championship. The AMSOIL Ultimate Oil Change makes changing your own oil a breeze. Their shop by vehicle tool at AMSOIL.com takes the guesswork into picking the best oil and filter combination for your vehicle. Pick the right product and packaging option with a complete list of product recommendations and get everything you need to get the job done, shipped right to your door with fast, free delivery. Visit AMSOIL.com to learn how you can protect your vehicle and get the performance you deserve. Make sure and swing by just before you make your way up into the grandstands. All the merchandise available back behind the racetrack here on the main entrance side. Of course, the USAC merchandise trailer is open, awaiting for you with all the 2025 race day must-have gear. Again, a reminder, if you're looking for Smackdown event t-shirts, those are available at the Kokomo souvenir stand. So again, the Kokomo souvenir stand is where you want to go for that. Also, 50-50 tickets tonight going to be sold down there as well. So if you want to get in on tonight's 50-50, again, you'll have to go down to that stand where they sell the hats, the t-shirts, and even some of the snacks down there. NOS Energy, where boundaries are merely suggestions. Fuel up, fire up, and never look back with NOS Energy. It's human horsepower. Try one today and follow them on social media at NOS Energy Drink. Throughout the 2025 season, you can be part of the action with a chance to win with Play USAC, offering you, the fans, ways to put money on your favorite drivers with top sports books and daily fantasy providers offering odds and exclusive sign-up offers for USAC racing fans. There's never been a better time to give it a try. Visit nxtbets.com/PlayUSAC for more information, or you can scan the code here on the broadcast to see what's available in your state. Void where prohibited, must be 21 years or older to participate. Please play responsibly. Fight back against addiction at 1-800-GAMBLER. Reminder, the odds provided to USAC by nxtbets.com. Logan Seavey, they pick as the odds-on favorite at 147. Kyle Cummins at a 278. Kevin Thomas Jr. at a 378. A little bit further back, Briggs Danner, last night's winner, currently sitting at a 916. CJ Leary, 1884. Cale Drake, one of the long shot odds at a 5714. So again, when our drivers win, you win when you play along at nxtbets.com/PlayUSAC. Racing Electronics is the official race communication provider of the United States Auto Club. With over 30 years of experience, they serve every major form of auto racing. Don't forget to bring your scanner the next time you're at a USAC national event, as all of our broadcast audio is available at frequency 454.5000. Cookout presents always fresh, never frozen burgers, barbecue, hot dogs, all cooked fresh every day. And get this, over 40 different flavors of shakes, all prepared fresh and made by hand every day. It's all yours. Find a Cookout location near you. Go to cookout.com. Sunoco is the official race fuel of USAC Racing. As the world's largest manufacturer of racing fuel, Sunoco has been the standard of motorsports for over 50 years. Known for innovation, consistency, and high performance, Sunoco Fuels has been the choice of racers in virtually every form of motorsport, from grassroots tracks to premier international series. Committed to supporting the racing community, Sunoco powers champions and fuels unforgettable moments at the track. Car IQ has created a payment solution named to fleets that allows cars and trucks connected to gas pumps to pay for fuel without the need of a fuel card or credit card. Car IQ Payment Solutions, Car IQ Pay, replaces fleet card products and protects against fraud while significantly reducing back-office vehicle reconciliation. Learn more at gocariq.com today. Hoosier Racing Tires' mission is to be the dominant customer-driven provider of racing tires to teams domestically and internationally. Their existence and continued success are dependent upon how well they meet their responsibilities to serve their customers by providing safe quality products to amateur and professional motorsports teams. For more information on the tires designed for champions, go online to HoosierTire.com. Cars making their way out to iron in the racing surface, which means you still have time to set up your Dirt Draft lineup. Download the Dirt Draft app today to set up your league. Play against your friends, family, or even the guy that's sitting next to you that thinks he just knows everything about racing going on here tonight at Kokomo. Use referral code USAC when signing up to get a $20 digital gift card to shop at usacgear.com. Indy Metal Finishing is the official sponsor of the USAC work area. Indy Metal Finishing is a family-owned and operated business with 30 years of experience in the industry. Their mission, to support their customers with an exceptional level of quality and service. Conveniently located only minutes from downtown Indianapolis, Indy Metal Finishing offers Type 2 and Type 3 anodizing chemical conversions, passivation, and electroless nickel services to motorsports, medical, military, aerospace, and manufacturing industries. Indy Metal Finishing is ISO certified and they hold an FFL license. Visit them online at indymetalfinishing.com. Whether you're running a go-kart, a micro, midget, modified, sprint car, Silver Crown, late model, or even a tractor, Rod Supply has the assortment of rod ends, radius rods, and specialty products that will keep you at the front of the field. Remember, they don't just sell them, they race them. Visit rodsupply.com for more information. K1 Race Gear was born in 2003 with a philosophy of offering products to customers that they would be proud to use. At K1 Race Gear, they are racers and they understand the value of buying quality racing products at a reasonable price. Whether your son or daughter is just starting out in the sport or you have a lifelong passion for racing, they have the products for you. Visit K1 Race Gear today at k1racegear.com. The official fire prevention solution of USAC Racing is Inferno Armor, created for the motorsports industry but used across many other applications. Inferno Armor quickly and easily makes fabrics fire retardant and heat resistant. Simply put, it's a high-performance fire protection and a convenient spray. Inferno Armor presenting the fire move of the night in all three USAC national divisions throughout the 2025 season, where they award the driver that puts on a fire of a show a complimentary bottle of Inferno Armor. As you make your way down to the USAC merchandise trailer, don't forget the driver roster is available while supplies last for only $1. Find out the driver's number, name, hometown, sponsor, chassis, and engine information. Again, that is down at the USAC merchandise trailer. You can also sign up to be tonight's AMSOIL Inside the Oval winner. If your name is chosen, you and a guest will receive a prize pack and a ride in the pace truck, and you'll get to watch tonight's feature event from the infield. Again, sign up now at the USAC merchandise trailer. You can follow along with all the racing action right in the palm of your hand when you go to our social media feeds. On Facebook, simply search for USAC Racing, and on X and Instagram at USAC Nation. Live timing and scoring also available via the Race Monitor app. A reminder, if you see it on Race Monitor or social media, it is unofficial. All official news, notes, points, and updates are posted at the close of tonight's program at usacracing.com. When you can't be there live, you can always catch USAC Racing on FloRacing, the official live online broadcast provider of the United States Auto Club since 2019. It's always the big question every week on social media. Is it on Flo? The answer, yes. Every race, every time. And not only can you find racing on FloRacing, but it is all a part of the Flo Sports Network. Basketball, yep. Curling, you got it. Volleyball, definitely. Marching band, they even have that. In fact, right now, looking down, you've got the Rumble by the River at Port Royal that's airing live. Of course, Smackdown. You got weekly racing at Stafford. You got Thunder Valley Throwdown. You've got the All-Star Circuit of Champions, Empire Super Sprints, Utica Rome Speedway, Flow Marching. Just mentioned them. You got Mars Late Models as well. PBR Bull Riding. Of course, the Kubota High Limit Series. They've got the Gold Cup at Silver Dollar. Night number one for them, I believe, last night. So all the great things you can find when you subscribe to Flow Racing. So drivers getting word from the tower on the receiver to go ahead and focus down towards the bottom side of the speedway. See a couple of officials out there on the four-wheelers, also guiding them down the racetrack, especially over in turns at 3 and 4. Here on screen, getting a look at the number 2E, Carson Garrett, the driver to Littleton, Colorado. They had Everson painting entry. The driver rolling just to his outside. Matt Goodnight, that number 39. We'll have one making his way out to the Speedway. Tough break last night, Aiden Schmidt. Getting a little bit of trouble last night in the West Side Automation number 12S. The crew able to put the car back together and back in competition here tonight. One of the drivers who was not in action last night is just past the flag stand. Rob Cahoe Jr. to Rush City, Minnesota. The Whitman Murphy number 78. Joining us for the first time this weekend. Saw him last weekend making his Silver Crown debut at the Springfield Mile. Look forward to seeing him back in action up at Des Moines this Labor Day Saturday. Speaking of Labor Day weekend, that is not the only event going on across the USAC nation. Of course, it kicks off down at Bloomington on Friday, 1 week from today, with the USAC NOS Energy during Mid-National Championship. Silver Crown at Des Moines on Saturday, and then Sunday, $10,000 to win to the Firemen's Nationals up in Sun Prairie, Wisconsin. So some of the great events you can look forward to here with the United States Auto Club. Of course, into the month of September, Granite City, Illinois. The USAC Amsoil Sprint Car National Championship heading back down there, and then the long-awaited return to the Diamond and Dirt Tracks, Lucas Oil Speedway in Wheatland, Missouri. That'll be on September 6th. The Rod Supply Diamond Dirt Duel going to be going down. Circle City Raceway on September 12th with the USAC Amsoil Sprint Car National Championship. The Hopstop Hustler coming up on September 13th. Then we've got the Four Crown Nationals all kicking off at the Eldora Speedway in Ohio. That kicks off on September 18th. That is a 3-day event this year, by the way, so you definitely want to check that out. On night number 2, Friday, the Great Lakes Super Sprint's also going to be on the card as well. So a lot of great things to see. And, of course, you've got midgets, you've got sprint cars, you've got Silver Crown, you've got high limits, you've got Great Lakes Super Sprints. If you're a fan of sprint car racing, well, if you're a fan of open wheel racing, that is like hog heaven. So that is definitely an event you want to have marked on the calendar. Another driver that was absent from the lineup yesterday, Travis Thompson out of Brazil, Indiana, the Always Heating and Cooling number 7. That red and blue machine making its way over to turns 1 and 2 right now. One of the drivers at one point wasn't sure if he was going to be able to make the call tonight, but they got the car stripped down from last night, pancaked it into the wall. And once they got the car taken apart, you can look down the right side of the frame, and it looked like a wet spaghetti noodle somebody had thrown up against the wall. But Braden Cromwell stripped that car down, got all the parts and pieces out of the way that were not going to be of any use, got the new car back together late into the very early morning hours. The wholesale batteries level up KC number 4X, that car rolling down the back straightaway. Another driver that was not in action last night, having some issues getting the car to fire here. That is Tyler Miller. He's from right here in Kokomo. The Indiana Hearing Aid, Claxon XXX 67. So the engine not wanting to turn over, they'll go ahead and instruct him to take it out of gear and see if they can get it back into the Indiana Metal Finishing work area. Find out what's going on and see if he can make his way out to get some heat beneath the bonnet and finish ironing in this racing surface. Another driver having to make a car change, that was Kyle Shipley to Phoenix, Arizona. The Zero making his way over to turns 1 and 2. The Benz Asphalt, the Blind Man Kistler XXX 0G. Having to go to the backup car here this evening. A little bit of a harrowing moment last night for Jacob Tuttle, the driver of Oakley, California, who leads the points with the USCS Series out in California on the start of the semi-feature event. Went down the front straightaway, and all of a sudden the car just let go, something breaking on the rear end. Well, in fact, it was the entire left side of the rear axle basically just shattered apart on him, so they were able, fortunately, to get it down to the pits, figure out what was going on, and they said they couldn't be happier with the situation only because of when it happened, because if it happened in a corner, they know they would have been walking away with a lot more scrap metal. So luckily able to get the new rear end courtesy of Shipley in that 0G, letting him borrow a rear end. So that number 24X making his way into turns 1 and 2. Another team having to make some repairs last night. Opening lap of qualifying, he was the final driver out to lay down a time. Was 10th quick and unfortunately just found the cushion a little bit too soon into turn number 1. Gunnar Setzer out of Columbus, Indiana, the Midwest 2 Mills Davis Brothers number 5G. They were able to get the car put back together last night and able to race it on into the feature event, but he rolls down the back straightaway. Let's check in with Drake York.
Yeah, Brian, you talked about Kyle Shipley helping out Jacob Tuttle and gang. Not the first time Kyle Shipley has done something like that. Actually, in this event back in 2020, Brandon Maddox was having motor issues with that 28 machine. And at the time, Kyle Shipley's equipment was being stored at Brandon's shop, and Maddox basically was faced with maybe not racing the rest of the week at the Elliott Custom Trailers and Karts Sprint Cars Smackdown. Kyle Shipley reached out to him and said, hey, I know all my stuff is in that shop. You just take my motor out of your race car, you just take my motor out of that race car, put it in yours, and you run the rest of the week. And that's just the type of guy Kyle Shipley is, so no surprise to hear him loaning parts to a fellow racer.
Yeah, no surprise. Even when he was still racing primarily around Arizona, here are a lot of times where he would hand over parts, pieces, engines, anything to try to help his friends get to the racetrack and stay in competition. So a definite tip of the cap to the driver of the Zero G for doing that. So 52 of the 53 drivers have made their way out to the racing surface so far. Getting a look at Chase Stockton out of Fort Branch, Indiana here on the broadcast. The Brown Brothers Excavating, Kistler DRC Chassis, Moose Racing number 92. 10th place finish last night. Already a big improvement over Smackdown 1 year ago, whereas Thursday ended in the semi-feature event. One win in this event in 2015. He has made every Smackdown finale. See if Stockton can continue that run here this weekend. Towards the end of the night, he started getting a little more comfortable in the seat. We're talking about Clinton Boyles out of Greenwood, Missouri, driving the Suburban Subaru done on DRC. Robert Ballou Racing at number 12. Couple of bumps along the way, but looking forward to getting back behind the wheel tonight and giving it another go. Of course, Boyles, a former champion of a Gas City, multi-time race winner here at Kokomo. The last time he was at Victory Lane was in the famed Paul Hazen number 57. So one by one, drivers being directed to go ahead and exit the racing surface. We will whittle it down till we get to our opening flight of Dirt Draft Hot Laps. Of course, the Parallax Group putting up a Passing Master bonus here for the Elliott's Custom Trailers and Karts Sprint Car Smackdown. Every time the drivers are on track, their heat race, C main, semi, A feature, doesn't matter. They are accumulating points towards this Passing Master goal. Right now, Ricky Lewis leads that. He's advanced 19 positions so far, just through night number 1. Chance Crum at 13. Clinton Boyles at 12. Kevin Thomas Jr., Cale Drake both at 9. Matt Goodnight at 8. Briggs Danner, Kyle Cummins, Chase Stockton, Shelby Hinton, each advancing 7 times. It's a $500 bonus to the driver who advances the most positions over the course of the 3-night affair. Of course, the Parallax Group also doing the season-long Passing Master, and that is only during a feature competition. Reminder of how the event works. Event points awarded last night and tonight. The top 8 of those combined points, they go on into your King of the Hill. Everybody else gets seeded into their heat races by their best overall qualifying night finish. So from 9th on back, it'll be your best of the 2 nights that will seed you into the heat races. They will snake the lineup into those when it comes to Saturday night's program. Saturday will be feature points only. There will be points awarded, but it will be feature only. Some other extra money up for grabs. Of course, Honest Abe Roofing taking the quick qualifying award at the $200 this weekend. Who's your right rear tires to the C main winner and the last transferring driver out of the Elliott's Custom Trailers and Carts semi-feature event, the Just Jam It In Storage. Award to the top finishing Kokomo regular, $100 last night and tonight, $250 tomorrow. Of course, talked about the Parallax Group and their $500 Passing Master bonus. Rana Supply, the Hard Charger, $200 as well. The Bill and Sandy Weaver King of the Hill, $418.50. Of course, we also have the Pro Source Hard Work Award. The slowest qualifying driver to lock into the main event gets a crisp $100 bill. And, of course, we have the Crew Evans Insurance Rookie of the Year. It's $1,000. For $6,000 to win tonight. Saturday, $30,000 to the winner plus $500 per lap led. Of course, each one of the laps purchased, $1,000 for each of those laps. Half of it going into the lap money, the other half going into the pot. And all 40 people who bought those laps, that's the lottery. They're going to draw on one of those individuals, going to walk away with $20,000. Of course, we had it on the broadcast earlier, and throughout the night we'll have it pop up. And again, this is the QR code if you want to donate to the Riley Children's Hospital and the Smackdown cancer cause that's going on here down to that bottom left-hand corner. Again, you can scan that QR code. Last year, $105,000+ raised during this event. They've raised over $600,000 over the course of this Smackdown Cancer Charity Drive that goes on during the Sprint Car Smackdown. So definitely, it's a great cause, and of course, going towards the Riley Children's Hospital. Scan the QR code here on the broadcast. We hope you can contribute, even if it's only $5. Every little bit helps. Of course, the Riley Children's Hospital logo adorning the side of the Reinbold Underwood Motorsports number 19 cars this weekend. Cars continue to exit the racing surface. We'll go to give you the rundown of the drivers that you'll find in Dirt Draft Hot Lap session number 1. The first one, well, he's on screen right now out of Ione, California, driving the NOS Energy Drink. MPV Logistics Top Industries number 4, Justin Grant. Justin Grant set to be in Dirt Draft Hot Lap session number 1. Also set to be on track is going to be the 3R, the Inferno Armor entry, rolling down the back straightaway. That is Kevin Thomas Jr. to Coleman, Alabama, driving the Majestic Electric. Factory Kane, Eagle Strap Motors number 3R. The 19, Hayden Reinbold at Gilbert, Arizona. The Riley Children's Hospital, AME Electrical, number 19. Also set to be in this opening flight of Hot Laps. Chase Stockton at Fort Branch, Indiana. The Brown Brothers Excavating, Moose Racing. S&C Machine Superior Tank and Trailer, number 92. Shelby Hinton, the driver to Double Louisiana, driver of the Hartley Brothers Farms. Jockish Flowers, Dusty Moon Veterinary Services, Fox Power DRC, number 71P. Also set to be on track, along with Ricky Lewis out of Oxnard, California, driver of the Superior Tank and Trailer, Physical Medicine Consultant, Stinson DRC Chassis, number 41. Logan Seavey out of Southern California, the Mount Mechanical Contractors, Forcheck Marketing, Indy Custom Stone, CGCPA's Abacus Race, number 57. Also set to be on track, and the final driver slated for the opening flight of Dirt Draft Hot Laps is Braden Cromwell out of Tipton, Indiana, the John and Cheryl Long, G&G Racing Oil, Kircher DRC, Tom Cherry's Muffler, number 4C. So just about whittled down to the drivers set to be in this opening flight of hot laps. This will be the first of 6. Again, first of 6 groups of hot laps. We'll have the drivers continue to roll the racing surface. Officials getting word of debris on the racetrack, so they're going to go ahead and fan out and start to look for that. Talked about this yesterday, but the Western World continues to get bigger, continues to get better than ever. Now $20,000 to win on top of lap money. AME Electrical adding an extra $5,000 to the winner's purse, and that is going to be taking place at Central Arizona Raceway, Casa Grande, Arizona, October 24th and 25th. Fine time to be in the desert. And if you want a chance to go down there on somebody else's dime, well, you can enter to win. To the Western World, $10 per ticket, or you can get 5 tickets for $40. Now you can enter at the Kevin Thomas Jr. merchandise trailer, the Cal Cummins merch trailer, the back gate, or the 3R race trailers, all the places you can go and buy these raffle tickets. The value that you get for that $10 raffle ticket is staggering. That includes 2 round-trip airfares from within the continental United States to Phoenix, Arizona, up to $600 per airline ticket. Your hotel room for 3 nights from the 23rd through the 25th. 2 reserved seats for each night, October 24th and 25th, plus $200 spending money for food, souvenirs, rental car, whatever the case may be. So make sure and purchase those raffle tickets. Again, they're only $10, and you can be flying it down to Central Arizona Raceway. Again, you can get raffle tickets at the Kevin Thomas Jr. merchandise trailer, the Cal Cummins merchandise trailer, the back gate, or at the 3R race trailer down in the pit area. Getting a look from high atop here from the drone as we're just about ready to wind them up and set them loose here in Dirt Draft Hot Lap session number 1. Kevin Thomas Jr. quickest in this opening flight of Dirt Draft Hot Laps at 13.571. Logan Seavey 13.609. Justin Grant at 13.820. Chase Stockton at 13.822. Hayden Reinbold fifth quick at 13.944. Ricky Lewis 14.040. Shelby Hinton 14.047 and a 14.201 for Braden Clark. Crew's going to lay some lines on the concrete here so the drivers can differentiate between the edge of the track and the beginning of the concrete. As Dirt Draft Hot Lap session number 2 going to make its way out to the racing surface. First driver out to the clay. Comes to you out of Greencastle, Indiana. Driving the Curb Records, Mechanical Advantage, Dueling Companies, Coletta Charters, Joe Dueling owned, curbing at JT number 63. That is Cale Coons. Cale Coons in the 63. Todd Hobson at Clyde, Victoria, Australia. The Drew Fab Electric Works, JST Shock Technologies, Bright Refinishes, Willwood Rod Supply number 44. Making his way through turns 1 and 2. Here on the front straightaway, it is the Pease Bar and Grill, TNT Auto Sales and Service, Redmond Excavating, D&D Oil, number 11 of Aaron Davis at Windfall, Indiana. Again, Davis in the 11. The Paul Hazen, number 57H, with Jack Coyer behind the wheel at Frankfort, Indiana. The physical medicine consultant, Kirchner DRC chassis entry, making his way off into turns 1 and 2. Parker Fredrickson rounding around to the front straightaway here at a Kokomo, Indiana. Driver the Wolf's Insulation, Samson Historical, DRC, Route 10 Racing Engine, 00. The other 00 on track, that is, of course, Jeff Ensign, the human highlight reel at Sebastopol, California. Driver the Quick Time Electric, Joe Styles, Don on Max of Chassis, 00X. Hunter Maddox at Bedford, Indiana, making his way around the exit of turn number 4. Driving the TJD Roofing and Exteriors, Cummings Power, DRC, Megacorp Logistics, Midwest Septic Services, number 24M. Driver that just rolled past him, last night's feature winner, Briggs Danner out of Allentown, Pennsylvania. The Schneider & Sons Recycling, Oshkosh Roasted Corn, Ryder DRC Chassis, number 39. Again, drivers on track for Dirt Draft Hot Lap session number 2. For those of you just joining us here on the FloRacing broadcast. Top of the charts goes Cale Coons in the 63, time a 13.388. Jeff Ince in a 13.459. Todd Hobson a 13.513. Briggs Danner fourth quick now at a 13.525. Kevin Thomas Jr. currently fifth at a 13.571. Seavey, then Hoyer, Maddox, Fredrickson, and Grant currently make up the top 10. So a little bit of wall scraping going on. The pack are going to come out to help try to roll in the top side of the racing surface here. Drivers being told to roll where they see fit. As Rob Cahoe joining the party here tonight at Rush City, Minnesota, the Whitman Roofing, Claxton at DRC Chassis number 78. Mentioned earlier, brand new car coming out. Well, the backup car anyway for Kyle Shipley to Phoenix, Arizona. The Benz Asphalt Kistler XXX Chassis OG here on the front straightaway. Brandon Maddox at Terre Haute, Indiana. The Maddox Heating and Cooling Pro Source Gressman DRC Chassis number 28. He'll make his way around to the exit of turn number 4 and onto the racetrack is Gunnar Setzer to Columbus, Indiana. Driven the Midwest 2 Mills Davis Brothers King Racing Products. The gear starts now, number 5G. He rolls to the bottom side of turn number 4. Zach Pretorius at Yorktown, Indiana. The York Motors Pizza King Claxton DRC number 9Z. He rolls through turns 3 and 4 as well. And the driver rolling out onto the back straightaway, that is Aiden Schmidt. He's out of Hopstad, Indiana. Driver the West Side Automation, England Machine and Tool Spec Mach 1 chassis, number 12. Devin Myers also out to the Speedway. He rolls around to the front straightaway. He's out of Bringhurst, Indiana. Driving the Competitive Performance, DM Tune, Claxton CP XXX number 75. Carson Garrett's out to the Speedway now at Littleton, Colorado. The Epperson Pending Incorporated, Speedway Power, DRC, Sherwin-Williams, BGE Motorsports, Hornbeck Concrete, number 2E. Again, drivers on track here for Dirt Draft Hot Lap session at number 3. We'll have a trio to go after this. The green, the white, the checkered here in Dirt Draft Hot Laps, getting ready to set them loose once again. Gunnar Setzer puts himself atop of the charts now at a 13.354, 1.3354 seconds for the driver of the number 5G. Cale Coons back to second. Carson Garrett now third. Brandon Maddox fourth. And Jeff Ensign make it the top 5. Todd Hobson, Briggs Danner, Kevin Thomas Jr., Kyle Shipley, Logan Seavey, the top 10, separated by just over 0.2 of a second. Next group of cars out to the Speedway into turn number 1 out of Indio, California. The Barrasas Heating and AC, RC Drywalls, CMR Construction, JVO's Tile number 2J. That is James Turnbull the second. James Turnbull in the number 2. Kobe Simpson at Bonham, Texas. The B-Town Automotive candidate, DRC Circle C Adventures number 21K. He makes his way around to the back straightaway. Here on the front straightaway into turn number 1, that's Chance Crum in Snohomish, Washington, driving the Pit Logic 8.3 Customs, Elevate Race Media, Summers Plumbing, Heating, and Cooling, number 83. The 5T, Jake Swanson out of Anaheim, California, the Inland Breaking, Snake Enterprises, Darty Motorsports, CK Enterprises, number 5T, makes his way through turns 1 and 2. We'll check in with Drake.
Yeah, Brian, you were just talking about that 5T of Jake Swanson, of course, in that pileup in turn number 4 last night when he had a pretty good run going. Not only did it bend back that front axle on Jake Swanson's car, but it also bent back that front torsion tube as well. And Brian, you could probably touch on this a lot better than I can because I'm sure you've had to fix a few more race cars than me in my day, but that is not an easy fix. So what did they do to get this car out here and ready to go for night number 2 of the Smackdown? Well, Jake Sanders of Snake Enterprises, who works very closely with this team, sent a package out. Pretty much what it did is it heated up the metal to the point where they could bend it back into place. The team told me it's not exactly a permanent fix, but it's more than good enough to be out here racing tonight. So hopefully they get to fix it a little bit further after night 2 of action, but the team's still in high spirits after they had a strong run going last night here at Kokomo before it was cut short.
So one of the ways to actually do that, and we've done this at the track before, is when you bend a torsion bar back like that, if it's not bent to the point where you can straighten it out without breaking it, you'll heat it up and you'll actually take what's the equivalent of a ball bearing. You'll shove it down through there with a steel rod and hammer that through, and it takes the kinks out of the metal and straightens it back up, gets it to where even if you need to kind of ream out the bushing to make everything free and work, that is definitely doable at the racetrack, provided, again, you do have everything available. Obviously was able to get that package and get it done. So glad to see them able to make repairs and get that car back onto the racing surface. Rylan Gray, another driver, having to put a little bit of a fix on the car here before we go to green. The left side of the tail tank was pretty well caved in. A little bit of heat on the outer shell, some air pressure, and it's popped right back out and ready to go. Matt Westfall in the 54 to Pleasant Hill, Ohio, also on the Speedway. Bryce Andrews in the 17 at Pleasant Hill, Ohio. He's got the 5 behind him. That's Jaden Rogers at Worthington, Indiana. As again, Dirt Draft Hot Lap session number 4. Chance Crum in the 83 to the top of the charts here. A 13.154, 13154 seconds for the driver, the number 83C. Got us Snohomish, Washington. Matt Westfall second quick, 13.258. Rylan Gray at 13.269. Kobe Simpson at 13.322. And a 13.354 for Gunnar Setzer, currently putting him 5th quick. Round 5 of Dirt Draft Hot Laps out to the Speedway. Another driver new to the lineup here tonight out of Brazil, Indiana. The all-way heating and cooling Thompson-built DRC number 7. Travis Thompson makes his way through turns 1 and 2. The 77 here in the front straightaway. David Gasper out of Santa Barbara, California. Driver the Simply Birdhouse. TSR, Clee, CSI, High Side Designs, Freeland Power DRC number 77S. Harley Burns out of Brazil, Indiana, the Brit Aero, D&J Performance, DRC Timberland Lumber Company, number 16, makes his way into turn number 1. RJ Miller out of Edgewood, Texas, the Pro Source, Main Street Auto Care, Miller Power, and Maxim Chassis, number 34. Into turn number 1, Jacob Tuttle out of Oakley, California. The Line X Customs and Accessories, Cummings DRC, and Megacorp Logistics, Hunter Maddox Zone, number 24. Couple more drivers out to the racing surface here. Exiting turn number 4, looks like Max Adams. The Dick Lumpkins Auto Body. Kaiser Wheels, number 21. Mitchell Moles out of Raisin City, California. The AME Electrical, Riley's Children's Hospital, Stanton number 19AZ. Out to the racing surface, entering turn number 1. CJ Leary at Greenfield, Indiana. The Curb Records, Kodiak Products, Team Arizona, Quebec Gene and Racing, number 21. Also out on the Speedway over in turns 1 and 2. The Duke of Curls, Cale Drake out of Collinsville, Oklahoma. The Pendleton Farms, Bennick Enterprises, Honest Abe Roofing, DRC, Claxton, number 2B. Rolls the high side of turns 1 and 2. Harley Burns up to the top of the charts here in 16 at a 13.067. The Brit Aero, Timberland Lumber Company, D&J DRC number 16. Quickest on track. Chance Crum, second quick. CJ Leary, third quick. Gail Drake and Matt Westfall now your top 5. Top 4 all separated by less than a tenth. 5th, just over a tenth. Should be the final flight of Dirt Draft Hot Laps making its way out to the racing surface here in just a moment. One driver already out to the racetrack. That is Shane Cottle out of Kansas, Illinois, the H&H Collision. Booth Trucking DRC number 86 making his way around to the front straightaway. The Blue Motorsports, Suburban Subaru, Dean's Waterfront Services, Berks Western Telecom, Donna DRC number 12, Clinton Boyles out of Greenwood, Missouri. Again, Boyles behind the wheel of the number 12. Joey Amanti out of Mount Pocono, Pennsylvania, the JP Masonry, Newman's XXX, Area 54 MP Environmental, number 88J, the Hedgehog, to make his way around to the front straightaway. Troy Carey out of Teelamore, New South Wales, Australia, the Supas, Hog Heaven, Claxon Ripper, Davis Brothers, Yoss Valley Waste Services, number 45 in, and a tip of the cap to Hog Heaven. As the last 2 days, they've provided food to the USAC crew, and of course, they've been feeding several teams down in the pit area. And I have to give them 5 out of 5. Had brisket yesterday. We had wings and sausages today, so definitely great food. Of course, you can see their sign down there on the fence. They're at the exit of turn number 4, one of the proud supporters of the Kokomo Speedway. Matt Goodnight at Winchester, Indiana on Speedway. The Lumber and Things, Claxon DRC number 39G. Makes his way over through turns 3 and 4. The driver directly in front of him is your current USAC national points leader at Princeton, Indiana. The Avante Uno Zador Stanton Mach 1. Petty Performance number 3P, that is Kyle Cummins. Cummins in the 3. The 4K, that is Kayla Rell. She's out of Dillsboro, Indiana. The Southern Insurance Farm Built Chevy Spike number 4K makes her way off of turn number 4. And the 16 over in turns 3 and 4. Wyatt Burks out of Topeka, Kansas. The Smith Small Engine Night Racing Tomahawk Attachments. Express Steel number 16K. The 99 over by the DOS Energy sign over in turns 3 and 4. That is Jack James out of Harlan, Indiana. Driver the Jim's Auto Care Chevrolet Maxim chassis number 99. As Dirt Draft Hot Lap's going to come to a close, Kyle Cummins only driving to the 12-second bracket of 12.887. Puts him at the top of the charts here. Harley Burns second quick at a 13.067. Chance Crum at a 13.154. 13.155 for C. Jerry. Kale Drithwick at 13.156. Amanti, Westfall, Gray, Tuttle, and Simpson. Your top 10. Quick update down to the infield.
Yeah, Brian, just caught it with Troy Carey a moment ago. He pulled off just a few laps from the end of that Dirt Draft Hot Lap session. Caught up with them very momentarily. He said, not sure what happened. It just shut off. I did see him looking down, so quite possibly maybe something in the U-joint driveline. Still hard to say what happened to the 45 AU, but hopefully he can make it back out for Honest Abe Roofing qualifying.
Luckily, being in that final group, that does give him just a little bit of time. As we get ready to go into Honest Abe Roofing qualifying, $200 to be your quick qualifier here this evening. Honest Abe Roofing, America's reliable roofer, will present the Fast Qualifying Award in all 3 USAC National Divisions throughout the 2025 season. Honest Abe has been installing, repairing, and maintaining residential roofs since 2005, and they want to give you the perfect roof to protect your home and keep you comfortable. Honest Abe provides the fastest service in the roofing industry, and they're supported the fastest driver in qualifications. Visit honestaberoofing.com today to schedule your free roof inspection. 1 car at a time, 2 laps, your fastest lap time counting towards your qualifying effort. Don't forget, following the races, we'll have live music down to the stage. The Flying Toasters, in fact, they're already tossing toasters down onto the stage. They're getting set up, so hope you'll stick around and enjoy the live concert here tonight. Again, the Flying Toasters, a Kokomo tradition here during Smackdown. Sun beginning to dip in the west, the beams of light cascading down through the clouds, painting a marvelous picture here this evening. Be a Bob Ross painting any day of the week. Happy little sprint cars. So the first driver pushing down the chute as we get ready to go here into Honest Abe Roofing qualifying. Remember, drivers have a 3-slot window before they are forced to the end of qualifying and only receive 1 lap. Driver second on the lineup, but first onto the track is going to be out of Coleman, Alabama, driving the Inferno Armor, Majestic Electric, Factory K, and Indigo Strap Motors, Stanton Machwa chassis number 3R. This is Kevin Thomas Jr. Kevin Thomas Jr. in the 3. 6th place finish last night here to kick off. Smackdown turns a 12:8:39, 1:28:39 seconds on lap number 1 for Kevin Thomas Jr. 6 career USAC National Sprint Car victories here at Kokomo, 5 of those occurring during Smackdown competition. Better lap number 2 at a 12:765, 1:27:65 seconds. Kevin Thomas Jr. sets the mark here in Honest Abe Roofing qualifying. Hayden Reinbold next out to the Speedway at Gilbert, Arizona, driven the Riley Children's Hospital, AME Electrical, Levante Windows and Doors, Indy Race Parts, Reinbold Underwood Motorsports, Stanton Spike Chassis number 19. Comes around on his opening lap, and he'll stop the clock at a 13:192, 1:31:92 seconds. His best career USAC National Sprint Car finish here at Kokomo, occurring last night with a 5th place run. 3 career feature starts here at Kokomo. Comes around lap number 2 and slower, 13:5:94 for Hayden Reinbold. Second quick currently in the number 19. Justin Grant out to the Speedway, driving the NOS Energy Drink, MPV Logistics, Top Industries, Indy Custom Zone, Kistler Maxim, number 4. Dozen wins on the season in USAC competition. The NOS Energy entry going to come around on lap number 1, and he'll go at a 12:5:08, 1:25:08 seconds. Quick time for Justin Grant on his opening lap. 7th place finish last night here to kick off Smackdown. Comes around lap number 2, even better, a 12:3:94, 1:23:94 seconds. Justin Grant. Right now, your Honest Abe Roofing quick qualifier. Wow. Chase Stockin out to the Speedway now at a Fort Branch, Indiana. Driver the Brown Brothers Excavating. Dave Wig meets Lucas Oil Center. Kessler DRC Chassis Superior Tank and Trailer. S&C Machine. Moose Racing number 92. Going to come around on lap number 1, and he'll go 3rd quick at a 13:126, 1:31:26 seconds for Chase Stockin. 10th place finish last night to kick off Smackdown 1 year ago. Was in a semi-feature event on Friday night. Lap number 2 for Stockin. A 12:8:58, better on time, not position. 3rd quick for the driver, the number 92. Shelby Hinton out to the Speedway now. Gets the left side up just a little bit there in turns 1 and 2. Brings it back down, finds the throttle, smashes it down to the floorboard. Driver the Hartley Brothers Farms, Fox Power, DRC, Jockish Flowers, Dusty Moon Veterinary Services. Schaefer's Collision number 71P. Lap number 1, 13:161. 13:161 seconds for Shelby Hinton on his opening lap. 16th place finish, his best career run here at Kokomo in a USAC National Sprint Car competition. Comes around lap number 2, better, 13:116. So a 13:161 to a 13:116. Shelby Hinton currently sitting 4th. Ricky Lewis onto the Speedway out of Oxnard, California. Drove the Superior Tank and Trailer. Stinson DRC, Massive Valley Transportation, Physical Medicine Consultants. Haley Motorsports, Morris Farms, number 41. Lost the engine last night during qualifying. Was able to fight back and muster a 13th place finish. Was last night's Ronda Supply Hard Charger as well as the Pro Source Hard Work Award winner. So picked up an extra $300 yesterday. Lap number 2 for Ricky Lewis. Better, 13.050. Fourth quick. His opening lap was a 13.132. Next out to the Speedway out of Sutter, California. Down to the Mount Mechanical Contractors. Drop Light. Stanton Power DRC. Abacus Racing, Forecheck Marketing, Carrington Homes. Indy Custom Zone, CGCPA's number 57. This will be Logan Seavey. Logan Seavey, fourth quick on his opening lap at a 12.862. 1.2862 seconds. Ninth after winning the Elliott's Custom Trailers Cars semi-feature event last night. Comes around lap number 2. Goes to third quick at a 12.781. 1.2781 seconds for Logan Seavey. Next driver out to the Speedway comes to us out of Tipton, Indiana. Driven the John and Cheryl Long. Kircher Power, DRC, G&G Racing Oil. Tom Cherry's Mufflers, CSI, Ryan's Auto Sales, Clark Racing number 4C. This is Braden Clark. Braden Clark in the 4C, 13.598 on lap number 1. 8th quick for Braden Clark. Ended up 12th in last night's Elliott's Custom Trailers and Carts semi-feature event. Takes the low line through turns 3 and 4. He'll come around lap number 2. Better on time, a 13.518. 13.518 on lap number 2. Still good enough for 8th currently. Out of Frankfort, Indiana, driver the Physical Medicine Consultants, Kircher Power, DRC, MC Wheeler and Sons, Wellwater Contractors, Jackson Oil and Solvents, Paul Hayes and O, number 57H. This is Jack Hoyer. Jack Hoyer on track of the 57. 8th quick on lap number 1 to 13.475. 20th in last night's feature event 1 year ago, Friday night, also a 20th place finish. His best run last year was during the Thursday opener, was 16th. Comes around lap number 2. Better on time, a 13.425. Still 8th quick for Jack Hoyer. Jeff Vinson out to the Speedway now. Bounces her off through turns 1 and 2. Mashes the throttle onto the back straightaway in the quick time electric Don Up Maxim chassis. Dave Anderson O, number 00X. Comes around on lap number 1. Ensign going to stop the clock 8th quick at a 13.212. 1.3212 seconds. Ended up 10th in last night's Hoosier Tire C feature event. A 3-time A-feature starter here at Kokomo. His last Smackdown feature start in 2023. Comes around second time by a 13.198. Better on time, still 8th for Jeff Ensign. Aaron Davis onto the Speedway now. Driver to Windfall, Indiana. Driver of the Pease Bar and Grill, TNT Auto Sales and Services, Redmond Excavating, D&D Oil Company, Stinson Power, DRC Chassis, number 11. Aaron going to come around 13.690, 13.690 on lap number 1, 11th out of 11 right now. Still looking for his first career USAC National feature start here at Kokomo. Last night, 5th in your Hoosier Tire C feature event. Davis, second time by, will be slower, 13.717. He'll stand on his opening lap at 13.690 for the driver of the number 11. Out of Bedford, Indiana, driver of the TJD Roofing and Exteriors, Cummings Power, DRC Chassis, Megacorp Logistics, Tony Kinzer Body Shop, Indiana Metal, number 24M. This is Hunter Maddox. Hunter Maddox in the number 24M. 15th in last night's Elliott's Custom Trailers Cars semi-feature event. Goes 11th quick on his opening lap at a 13.613. 1.3613 seconds for the driver of the number 24M. Last year, Friday night, Hoosier Tire C feature was the final destination for the number 24. Comes around with 2 better, 9th quick at a 13.284. 1.3284 seconds for Hunter Maddox. Next on to the Speedway at Greencastle, Indiana, driver the Kurt Brecker, Stanton Power, DRC, Tooling Companies, Coletta Charters, at Kerr Bagajanian, number 63. This is Cale Coons. Cale Coons in the number 63. One of our Smackdown rookies goes 6 quick on his opening lap at a 13.053. 1.3053 seconds for Cale Coons. 2 USAC feature starts, his best a 10th during Indiana Sprint Week. Last night, 14th in the feature event. Comes around second quick at a 12.634. 1.2634 seconds. Cale Coons to the second step of the podium. On track now, last night's feature winner at Allentown, Pennsylvania, the E. Schneider & Sons Recycling, Oshuck Roasted Corn, Boulevard Truck Repair, Apache Transport, Davis Brothers, Ryder, DRC, Hogue Racing Enterprises, number 39. This is Briggs Danner. Briggs Danner in the number 39. Comes around lap number 1, 10th quick at a 13.201. 13.201 for Briggs Danner. Friday night 1 year ago, a 23rd place finish for the driver who's gone to victory lane 4 times this season in USAC National Competition. Comes around 3rd quick at a 12.710. Finds the bronze time at a 13.710. 3rd quick for Briggs Danner. Driver from right here in town onto the Speedway now. It's Parker Fredrickson, driver of the Wolf Insulation, Rutan Power DRC, Samson Historical, Don Whitney owned 00. Won Kokomo start in USAC National Sprint Car Competition during Smackdown back in 2022. Scratched at a competition early last night. Goes 14th quick on the opening lap at a 13.625. 1.3625 seconds for Fredrickson. Comes around lap number 2 better. 11th quick at a 13.278. 1.3278 seconds for Fredrickson. At a Clyde, Victoria, Australia, driver of the Drew Fab, Electric Works, One-Way DRC, JST Shock Technologies, Bright Refinishes, Rod to Supply, Willwood. B, the match number 44. This is Todd Hobson. Todd Hobson in the number 44 goes 13th fastest on his opening lap at a 13.414. A little bit of a hop, skip, and a jump off of the cushion there over in turns 1 and 2. Ended up 21st in last night's feature event 1 year ago. Friday night was 24th. Comes around lap number 2, slower, 13.780. A 13.414 will be his best attempt on lap number 1. Hobson currently 13th. Rob Cahoe, new to the party here this weekend in Rush City, Minnesota. The Whitman Roofing, Justice Brothers, TCB Speed, Claxon DRC. Rob and Darcy Cahoe owned number 78. One of our Smackdown rookies. Another one who has yet to make a feature event in USAC competition here at Kokomo. Goes 17th quick on his opening lap at a 14.135. 14.135 for Rob Cahoe. Comes around lap at number 2. The Whitman number 78 going to go 13.938. Better on time. Still 17th for Rob Cahoe. Zach Pretorius onto the Speedway now at Yorktown, Indiana. Driver of the Oak Motors Pizza King, Hoosier Roots, Claxon DRC, number 9Z. 9th in last night's Elliott's Custom Trailers Kart semi-feature event after he won the Hoosier Tire C-Main. The 9Z 16th on his opening lap at a 13.634. 13.634 seconds for Zach Pretorius. Comes around lap number 2, better 9th quick at a 13.156. 1.3156 seconds for Zach Pretorius puts him up into the top 10. Into the wee hours of the morning, putting the car together, the driver to Lone Jack, Missouri. On track in the wholesale batteries, level up KC number 4X, Braden Cromwell, problems into turns 1 and 2. Car losing power as he looks down at the driveline. Tough break again after spinning nearly all night putting that car together. And comes around. The car is still idling, but has lost forward momentum. So he'll pull it down into the infield. A tough break, and we'll continue on here. As the next driver onto the Speedway, going to the backup car, Cal Shipley out of Phoenix, Arizona. Drove the Benz Asphalt, Kistler Triple X chassis, the Blind Man, Quick Time Electric, B&B Farms, Black Gold Racing, 0G. 14th in last night's Elliott's Custom Trailers Kart semi-feature event. Shipley going 12th quick on his opening lap at a 13.224. 13.224 seconds for the 0G. Hammers his way through turns 3 and 4. Winds up the right rear and improves to 10th quick at a 13.166. 13.166 seconds for Cal Shipley. Rough go last night for the driver to Hopstad, Indiana. Driver of the West Side Automation, England Machine and Tool, Spec Mach 1 Chassis, Vision 1 Composites, Crew Seat Services, Schmidt O number 12S. This is Aiden Schmidt. Aiden Schmidt on track in the number 12. Comes around on his opening lap at a 13.701. 19th quick for the driver to Hopstad, Indiana. One of our Smackdown Rookie of the Year contenders making his way through turns at 3 and 4. We'll see where he lands as he comes around to complete lap number 2. And slower, 13.726, a 13.701 on his opening lap. Schmidt currently 19th quick. Out of Terre Haute, Indiana, 22nd driver out to the clay. Driver the Maddox Heating and Cooling Pro Source. Newman Motorsports, Hill Construction, Pure Max Racing, goal number 28. This is Brandon Maddox. Brandon Maddox in the 28 going to come around to complete lap number 1. He'll go 17th quick at a 13.510. 13.510 for Brandon Maddox on his opening lap. 22nd in last night's feature event. 1 year ago was 18th in your A main on Friday night. Comes around lap number 2 and slower, 13.573, a 13.510 on his opening attempt. Puts Maddox 17th currently. Gunnar Setzer next onto the Speedway into Columbus, Indiana. Driver of the Midwest 2, Mills Davis Brothers, S&C Machine King Racing Products, Stanton Flea RC, Amsoil, Pipeline Transportation. The Cure starts now. Number 5G takes the KO Motorsports to 6th quick on his opening lap at a 12.822. 12822 seconds for Gunnar Setzer. 17th in last night's feature event, his best career USAC National finish here at Kokomo. Comes around lap number 2, 5th quick at a 12.766. 127.66 seconds for Gunnar Setzer. Second time by puts him into the top 5. Next on to the Speedway out of Littleton, Colorado. Driver of the Epperson Painting Incorporated, Sherwin Williams, BGE Motorsports, Hornbeck Concrete, Factory Kane, Schaefer Specialized Lubricants, Wick Change Products, Epperson Racing number 2E. This is Carson Garrett. Carson Garrett on track in the 2E. Comes around on his opening lap, 8th quick at a 12.927. 12927 seconds for Carson Garrett. 15th in last night's feature event here. 1 year ago, Friday night, was 12th in the A main. Second time by for Carson Garrett, 4th quick at a 12.761. 12761 seconds. Carson Garrett sitting 4th. Devin Myers going to come to speed out of Bringhurst, Indiana, driving the competitive performance. England Machine and Tool, CarQuest, DM Tune, Claxton CP, XXX chassis number 75. Another driver in search of his USAC National Sprint Car feature start here. Comes around 24th quick on his opening lap at a 14.146. 14.146 seconds for Devin Myers. 9th in last night's Elliott's Custom Trailers Kart semi-feature event. Comes around lap number 2, driving the CP number 75, and he will go at a 13.699. Better on lap number 2, goes to 22nd in the 75. Rylan Gray out to the Speedway now, driver to Greenfield, Indiana, driver the Kaiser Ace Corporation, Claxton Power, DRC, Lucky 7 Technologies, Gray Auto, Bennett Enterprises, Gray Brothers Racing at 06. Comes around lap number 1, 17th quick at a 13.318. 13318 seconds for Rylan Gray. 10th in last night's Elliott's Custom Trailers Kart semi-feature event. Won a Smackdown A main start in 2023. Comes around lap number 2, better 14th quick at a 13.197. 13197 seconds for Rylan Gray. Little tango with a tractor tire last night for the driver to Snohomish, Washington. Driver the Pit Logic, FG3 Power, DRC Chassis, Elliott's Custom Trailers Karts, Race Redeem Foundation, Elevate Race Media, CSI Z-Max number 83C. This is Chance Crum. Chance Crum, 16th on his opening lap at a 13.219. 13219 seconds for Chance Crum. Ended up 7th in your Elliott's Custom Trailers Karts semi-feature event last night. Comes around lap number 2 and will be faster on time. 13.206, remains 16th. Repairs made and back on track at Anaheim, California. Driver the Inland Rigging, Snake Enterprises, One Way DRC, Darty Motorsports, CK Enterprises, GST Shock Technologies, Doughboys LLC, number 5T, Jake Swanson. Jake Swanson, the number 5T, getting caught up in a little bit of a calamity over in turns 3 and 4 during the feature event. Had a top 5 run going, got caught up as a pair of lap cars came together. Crew able to get the car put back together, as we talked about earlier. Goes better on lap number 2, a 12.880. 12.880, improves to 9th quick. That was Jake Swanson. Driver out of Kenosha, Wisconsin. Driving the roadside auto truck and transport. Don's Machine Shop, DRC, Midwest CBD, Josh Martin Roofing. Kenosha starter and alternator services, team MSR number 17. This is Bryce Andrews. Bryce Andrews in the 17, 28th quick on his opening lap at a 14.153, 14153 seconds for Bryce Andrews. 6th in last night's Hoosier Tire C feature event. Another driver still looking to make his first career USAC National Sprint Car feature start here at Kokomo. Comes around 24th quick on lap number 2 at a 13.687, 13687 seconds for Bryce Andrews. Out to the Speedway now out of Indio, California, driving the Barrasas AC and Heating, Van Dyne Power, DRC, Felix Plumbing, James Yost Tile, CMR Construction, RS Drywall number 2J. This is James Turnbull II. James Turnbull in the number 2J. Comes around 22nd quick on his opening lap at a 13.468, 13468 seconds for James Turnbull, one of the Smackdown rookies on track. Last night, 16th in your Elliott's Custom Trailers Kart semi-feature event. Comes around lap number 2, a 13.515. Slower, he'll stand on lap number 1, a 13.468. On track now, it will be the Baldwin Fox Racing, Velocity USA, Fox Paving, Boer Farms, DRC number 5. Out of Worthington, Indiana, this is Jaden Rogers. Jaden Rogers. And the number 5 going to come around on lap number 1. A 14.060, 14.060 seconds, 30th quick for Jaden Rogers. 23rd in last night's feature event. 1 year ago, Friday night, he was 9th. Comes around lap number 2. Better jumps to 20th quick at a 13.353, 1.3353 seconds for Jaden Rogers. Matt Westfall out to the Speedway now. 32nd driver to qualify. Driver of the MW Manufacturing, Gressman Power, DRC, Bordner Welding, Lake City Bowl, Heitmeyer Concrete, Acro Lube, Acro Seal, Metal One Performance, number 54. Westfall going to come around, and he will stop the clock at a 13.469, 24th quick for Matt Westfall. Ended up 11th in last night's feature event. 1 year ago, Friday night, was in the Elliott's Custom Trailers Kart Semi. Comes around lap number 2, better, 20th at a 13.350, 13.350 for Matt Westfall. Coming to us out of Bonham, Texas, driver of the B-Town Automotive at Canada 21. A little bit of a bobble on the cushion over in turn number 2. Gets it back going, though. Kobe Simpson. Going to toss lap 1 away and try again on lap number 2. Was a 16.554. Takes the right rear end up with a flood, turns it down into the racing groove onto the back straightaway. 5th in last night's Elliott's Custom Trailers Kart Semi-Feature event, coming up just shy and moving on into the feature. Comes around lap number 2. And better, 27th at a 13.608, 1.3608 seconds for Kobe Simpson. Out of Loomis, California, driver of the Dick Lumpkins Auto Body, Claxton, DRC, Kaiser Wheels, number 21. This is Max Adams. Max Adams is the number 21. Out to the Speedway, 8th in last night's Elliott's Custom Trailers Kart Semi-Feature event. His opening lap going to be 23rd quick at a 13.424, 1.3424 seconds for the driver of the number 21. Last year, finished 10th in Friday night's feature event. He'll work around lap number 2, and he will break the beam 18th quick at a 13.258, 1.3258 seconds for Max Adams. Coming to us out of Oakley, California, driver of the Line X Customs and Accessories, Cummings Power, DRC, Hunter Maddox owned, Auto Credit Buy Here, Pay Here, Midwest Septic Services, TJD Roofing and Exteriors, number 24X. This is Jacob Tuttle. Jacob Tuttle. And the number 24 goes 33rd fastest on his opening lap at a 13.702, 1.3702 seconds for the current USCS points leader out in California. 11th in last night's Hoosier Tires C feature, comes around lap number 2, better, 28th at a 13.553, 1.3553 seconds for Jacob Tuttle. Next driver onto the Speedway comes to us out of Raisin City, California. Driver of the AME Electrical, Riley Children's Hospital, Massive Valley Transportation, Kaiser, Reinbold, Underwood Motorsports, Stanton Spike, number 19 AZ. This is Mitchell Moles. Mitchell Moles in the 19 AZ, 12.368. Quick time for Mitchell Moles, 12.368 seconds. Makes his way through turns 3 and 4. Does he improve on lap number 2? Moles will come around, second time by, slower, a 12.575, but Mitchell Moles, now your Honest Abe Roofing Quick Qualifier, 12.368. Out of Edgewood, Texas, driver of the Pro Source, Main Street Auto Care, Miller Powered, Maxim Chassis, Wills Point Automotive, Miller Racing number 34. This is RJ Miller. RJ Miller on track of the number 34, the two-time Elite Non-Wing Sprint Car Champion. Comes around 36 quick, get a 14.183, 14.183 seconds for the driver of the number 34. 7th in last night's Hoosier Tires C feature for the Texas Racer. Going to bring it around lap number 2. Better, 14.102, 36 for RJ Miller. David Gasper out to the Speedway now. The driver to Santa Barbara, California. Driver of the Simply Birdhouse, TSR, Clee CSI, High Side Design, Freeland DRC chassis number 77S. Gasper going to come around on his opening lap, 20th quick at a 13.274, 1.3274 seconds for Gasper. Last night, 19th in the Elliott's Custom Trailers Kart Semi-Feature event. Friday night, 1 year ago, also in the Semi-Feature, comes around lap number 2. A 13.078, 1.3078 seconds for David Gasper. Better goes to 12th quick. Driver to Greenfield, Indiana, onto the Speedway. Driver the Curb Records at Kodiak Products, Oakcraft Delegate Cabinetry, Apache Transport, One-Way DRC, Team Arizona, Kerr Magazine, and race at number 21. This is CJ Leary. CJ Leary at speed, coming around on lap number 1. He'll go 11th quick at a 13:030, 1:30.30 seconds. Third place finish last night. 1 year ago was 5th in your Friday feature event. Comes around lap number 2. We'll see where he stops the clock. And a little bit slower, 13:078. Lap number 1 to 13:030. CJ Leary, 11th. Harley Burns out to the Speedway now. 40th driver onto the racetrack at Brazil, Indiana. Driver the Britt Arrow, Timberland Loma Company, DNJ, DRC, JC Kiefer Racing, Youngbloods Farms, Ace Construction, number 16. Comes around 21st quick on his opening lap at a 13:238. A little bit of a misstep there. Gets the car righted onto the back straightaway. 12th in last night's feature, matching his best career finish from here during Indiana Sprint Week in 2024. Second time by, 12th quick at a 13:045. Driver not in action last night. Travis Thompson onto the Speedway now, but at Brazil, Indiana. Driver the Always Heating and Cooling. Thompson built DRC. Number 7, one of our Smackdown Rookie of the Year contenders, and in search of his first Kokomo feature start in USAC National Competition. Goes 40th quick on his opening lap at a 14:227, 1:42.27 seconds for Travis Thompson. Takes her off into turns 3 and 4, working the low line around the Speedway. We'll see if he improves on lap number 2. 40th quick on lap number 1, goes 39th on lap number 2 at a 14:095, 1:40.95 seconds. Cale Drake next onto the Speedway at Collinsville, Oklahoma. Driver the Pendleton Farms, Bennick Enterprises, Honest Abe Roofing, John and Cheryl Long, Hoosier Tire, number 2B. Comes around lap number 1, 22nd quick at a 13:222. 8th place in last night's feature event. Now his best career Kokomo finish in USAC National Sprint Car Competition previously was 10th. And that occurred last year during the finale of Smackdown. Comes around lap number 2, a little bit slower, 13:560 at 13:222. 22nd quick for Cale Drake. So a couple of cars coming to a stop down here in the exit lane. We've got the 7 at Thompson, the 4 who had gone out earlier, Braden Cromwell. So they'll go ahead and clear both of those cars as everybody chases now Mitchell Moles, who turned a 12:368. Justin Grant, a 12:394. Cale Coons, a 12:634. Briggs Danner, a 12:710. And a 12:761. Carson Garrett. Those are your current 5 quickest drivers. Next driver onto the Speedways at Tillamore, New South Wales, Australia. Driver the Supos, Hog Heaven, Claxton Ripper Chassis, Davis Brothers, Yoss Valley Waste Services, Carry O number 45 in. This is Troy Carey. Troy Carey in the number 45 in. Still in search of his first USAC National Feature start here at Kokomo. Last night finished 8th in your Elliott's Custom Trailers and Carts semi-feature event. Turns a 14:168 on lap number 1, again 14:168. 42nd quick for Troy Carey. Sails with their turns 3 and 4. Round to the front straightaway. Checker flag will greet the Aussie. 39th quick at a 13:845. 1:38.45 seconds for Troy Carey. Out of Winchester, Indiana, the Lumber and Things, Pallet Builders, Claxton DRC Chassis, Patriot Distributors, Square E Farms, Vivid Chemical Company, Goodnight Racing, number 39G. This is Matt Goodnight. Matt Goodnight. And the number 39G is opening lap, going to be 40th quick at a 13:909, 1:39.09 seconds for Matt Goodnight. 11th in last night's Elliott's Custom Trailers and Carts semi-feature event. Another driver who has yet to make the A feature in USAC Sprint Car competition here at Kokomo. Comes around 35th quick on lap number 2, a 13:624. Out to the Speedway now at a Greenwood, Missouri. Driver the Blue Motorsports, Suburban Subaru, Donut DRC, Dean's Waterfront Services, Amy Gardner Roofing Factory, Kane Hitchman, Indian number 12. This is Clinton Boyles. Clinton Boyles. And the number 12 comes around on his opening lap, 22nd quick at a 13:210, 13:210 for Clinton Boyles. Ended up 18th in last night's feature event. Comes around the lap at number 2 and a little bit slower, 13:241, a 13:210, 22nd quick for Clinton Boyles. Jack James onto the Speedway at Harlan, Indiana. Driver the Jim's Auto Care Chevrolet-powered Maxim. Bennick Enterprises, Herbtech Manufacturing number 99. A little bit of a bobble there over turns 1 and 2 to kick off his qualifying run. C feature last night during Friday night competition. Ended up in the semi-feature last night with a 13th place run. The driver of the 99, 45th quick on his opening lap at a 14.833. Comes around lap number 2. We'll see if he improves. He does on time. Same position, though, at a 14.622. Again, Jack James currently 45th. Well, she's out of Dillsboro, Indiana. Driver the Southern Insurance, Farm Chevy Built, Spike Chassis, Heavy Duty Truck and Transmission Services, Industrial Hydraulics Incorporated, Next Gen Builders, Blood Lubricants number 4K. This is Kayla Rell. Kayla Rell in the 4K, 35th quick on her opening lap at a 13.597, 135.97 seconds. Last night, 18th in your Elliott's Custom Trailers and Carts semi-feature event. Her lone Kokomo A feature start earlier this year during Sprint Week with a 20th place run. Turns a 13.322, 27th for Kayla Rell, second time by. Last night ended up on the hook for the driver to Mount Pocono, Pennsylvania. Hops are up through the cushion here to kick off his Honda Save Roofing qualifying run. Driving the JP Masonry Newman Triple X Chassis Amantia Real Estate Area 54 MP Environmental number 88J. This is Joey Amantia. Joey Amantia 46 quick on his opening lap at 14.507. Pogo sticks with her turns 1 and 2. Finds the grip onto the back straight. We'll see if he can improve here on his second time by. Wrestles the car around to the near side of the racetrack. Lap number 2 will be better, 37th at a 13.616. Next driver onto the Speedway, making his first career USAC National Feature appearance last night. Ended up 19th in your A main. Comes to you out of Topeka, Kansas. Driver the Smith Small Engine, GTCarts.com, Bill Trainer Magna number 16K. This is Wyatt Burks. Wyatt Burks, 43rd quick in his opening lap. Quite a bit of hopping and skipping over turns 1 and 2 on line number 1. Better line this time through turns 1 and 2. Pair of wins on the season, most recently down in Amarillo on July 26. Goes 30th quick on lap number 2 at a 13.363, 133.63 seconds for Wyatt Burks. '50th driver out to the clay, Shane Cottle out of Kansas, Illinois. Driver the H&H Collision, DRC, Indy Race Parts, G&G Oil, Whitetail Properties, number 86. 33rd quick in his opening lap at a 13.463, 134.63 seconds for the throttle. Last night, 24th in your feature event. One Friday was 7 in the A. Around lap number 2, 13.252, 132.2 seconds for Shane Cottle. At speed now at Princeton, Indiana, your current USAC National Sprint Car Points leader. Driver the Avanti Unas and Doors, Premier Recycling, Apache Transport, Stanton Powered Mach 1 Petty Performance Race at number 3P. This is Kyle Cummins. Kyle Cummins in the 3. Lap number 1, a 12.975. 129.75 seconds. And lap number 1, 11th quick for Kyle Cummins. Ended up second in last night's feature event. Was last night's Honda Save Roofing quick qualifier. Comes around lap number 2. He'll end up 5th quick at a 12.719. 127.19 seconds for Kyle Cummins. And he'll get one lap on the clock here. Braden Cromwell at Lone Jack, Missouri. Driving the wholesale battery, Level Up KC, Interstate Electrical Supply, Chevrolet Powered, DRC, Rick Horton Racing, Bull Snot Products, Elliott's Custom Trailers and Carts, number 4X. Cromwell coming around, and he'll go 47th at a 13.847. As that'll wrap up Honda Save Roofing qualifying. 5th quick tonight was Kyle Cummins. 4th was Briggs Danner. 3rd was Cale Coombs. 2nd was Justin Grant. And once again, here in 2025, he's at the top of the speed charts at Raisin City, California. Driver the AME Electrical, Riley Children's Hospital, Mesquite Valley Transportation, Kaiser, Stanton Spike, number 19 AZ. Race fans, give him a hand. Mitchell Moles, your Honda Save Roofing quick qualifier. So the 10th time this season, Mitchell Moles has been your Honest Abe Roofing Quick Qualifier. He is the only driver to make it into double-digit ranks so far, 25th time in his career. Quick time runs coming at Honest Abe Roofing, Lincoln Park Speedway, Lawrenceburg, Bloomington, Tri-State, Knoxville, Williams Grove, Millstream, Terre Haute, and now back here in Kokomo as he is down with Christy Bemis.
So Mitchell Moles hitting double digits in Honest Abe Roofing Fast Qualifying Awards in 2025, the only driver on the tour to do so far this year, and no less here at Kokomo Speedway for the Sprint Car Smackdown. 4th place finish last night for night number 1. Is there anything that you're bringing with you from last night for tonight?
Yeah, I think we just worked on our package a little bit and just talked things over. Got to watch all them guys qualify last night. I went out pretty early, and then obviously got to watch guys like Justin and them who kind of, you got to be observant in the sport, and you got to watch what those guys do. So I was able to watch that a little bit and just try and crack the whip a little harder there. So it worked out. I think if we make it out of our heat race, we'll be okay. It's just that's the toughest part about this deal, is making it from the sixth starting spot up to 4th at least, and you try to go further than that. So and then you're back to 6th again. So it's hard, it's tough, but that's why it's USAC National.
You talk about rewatching some of that, taking some notes, thinking about getting it in there a little bit harder, and I think I know what you're referring to. Entering in 1 and 2, just maybe a little bit higher than you're comfortable with.
Yeah, I don't think, like I told my guys, I don't necessarily want to do that kind of stuff, but it is part of our job, and it's a fine line. You'll clear the fence, or you'll do something cool. So luckily, just kept it on all fours there, kept my foot towards the brake, and just kept the throttle hung, and it worked out for us. I can't say enough about my team, obviously, and Stanton Engines. They just continue to produce for us. So I hope everybody comes out here, is having a great time tonight, and I hope you guys come to the kickball game tomorrow and the Riley Children's Hospital auction. It's a big deal to me, and it's near and dear to all of our hearts, and especially my team owner, Andy. He's a big supporter of it, and I just hope that we can help support and try and get upwards of the 125,000 mark this year.
Strong lap there from Mitchell Moles in Honest Abe Roofing qualifying. He is your quick time qualifier tonight for night number 2 of the 14th running of the Sprint Car Smackdown here at Kokomo Speedway, brought to you by Elliott's Custom Trailers and Carts. And he brings up a couple of really great points about all of the different events that you can get involved in this weekend, Brian.
He really does, and of course, following tonight's racing action, we'll be treating you to live music. It is a Friday night tradition. The Flying Toasters, they're already setting up over on the stage. So make sure and hang out and enjoy that. We remind you, if you're enjoying an adult beverage here this weekend, please make sure you do so responsibly. If you're in the campgrounds, we don't mind if you crawl back to your camper, but don't get behind the wheel of anything motorized. We do not want local law enforcement to have to come up and scold you about doing the right thing, especially if you are leaving the grounds. Make sure you have somebody who is sober that can get you home. So I have just a couple of minutes here as we allow crews to go around and lay some stripes onto the walls. Make sure the drivers can see where the track ends and the concrete begins. So we brought it up on the broadcast a few times here tonight. We'll continue to do that all throughout the rest of the week. And again, that QR code down in that bottom left-hand corner, if you want to donate to the Smackdown Cancer Cause, you can scan that QR code right now and go ahead and donate. Even if it's a $5 donation, every little bit helps. And, of course, that's all going right back to the Riley Children's Hospital. So make sure, donate. We will have the helmet pass going on a little bit later today as well. Of course, we'll have kickball tomorrow. We'll have the auction, the kickball tournament at noon, auction at 1. So we started qualifying with overcast skies. The clouds have parted. The sun now shining bright. And that means we're just about ready to go into tonight's program. We'll have our invocation and national anthem coming up here in just a moment. In fact, we would ask that you all please rise. Please remove cover. Out of respect to those who serve this nation and in honor of those who have given their lives in her defense, let's go back down to Christy.
Well, thank you, Brian. We're going to do this whole thing once over again. I've got my same friends here tonight. Dave Cochran has your invocation.
Thank you. Father God, we thank you for a beautiful day that you've given us. We thank you, Father, for your Son that died for our sins. Father, your word says that today is a day that you have made, and we're to rejoice and be glad in it. We're here tonight to rejoice, watch a great night of racing, Father, and to give praise to you. We ask you that you would just keep us all safe. Keep your hand upon each one of the crew members, each one of the fans, each one of the officials tonight. God, give us a safe night tonight. God, the men and women that fight for the freedom that we enjoy tonight. God, just bless them. Bring them home safely. Keep your hand upon them. Father, bless their families. We ask it all in Jesus' precious name. Amen.
Please remain standing for the national anthem sung by Kendra Milliken.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched, we're so gallantly streaming, and the rockets' red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave.
Well, Brian, night number 2 of the Elliott's Custom Trailers and Karts Sprint Car Smackdown at Kokomo Speedway. On deck, Car IQ Heat Race number 1.
Thank you very much. Drivers on the clock to make the way into the staging lanes, just about ready to go here tonight at Kokomo. Lanes. Car IQ Heat Race number 1 will kick off the program. Again, 10 laps. Top 4 of each of these going to make their way on into the feature event. Everybody else in your Elliott's Custom Trailers and Karts semi-feature event or the Hoosier Tire C-Main. Going to give you the lineup here for round number 1 of Heat Race competition at Loomis, California. The Dick Lumpkins Auto Body. Claxon DRC number 21 of Max Adams going to bring him down to the drop of the green flag. Lining up next to him, Jeff Inston out of Sebastopol, California. Drive the Quick Time Electric. Don Maxim Chassis 00X. Second row from the inside is going to be Shelby Hinton out of Beverly, Louisiana. Driven the Hartley Brothers Farms, Jockish Flowers, Fox Power DRC, Dusty Moon Veterinary Services, number 71P. And outside of him is going to be Jake Swanson out of Anaheim, California. Driven the Inland Rigging Snake Enterprises, One-Way DRC, JST Shock Technologies, number 5. The Uppers of Painting Incorporated, Sherwin Williams, Speedway Power DRC, BGE Motorsports, number 2E of Carson Garrett, going to go from 5th from 6th. You're on to State Roofing Quick Qualifier. Mitchell Moles out of Raisin City, California. The AME Electrical, Riley Children's Hospital. Stanton Spike, Reinbold Unwood Motorsports, number 19AZ. Next row from the inside, Jaden Rogers of the Worthington, Indiana. Driver the Baldwin Fox Racing, DRC, Boer Farms, number 5. And next to him from 8th, it's going to be Brandon Maddox out of Terre Haute, Indiana. The Maddox Heating and Cooling Pro Source, Gressman DRC Chassis, number 28. Matt Goodnight, he's out of Winchester, Indiana. The Lumber and Things, Claxon DRC, number 39G. From 9th from 10th, Troy Carey, driving the number 45 in. He's out of Tullamore, New South Wales. Driving the Hog Heaven, Soup Boss Ripper, number 45. And the 99, Jack James out of Harlan, Indiana. The Jim's Auto Care Chevrolet Maxim chassis entry set to round out your field, as that'll be your lineup here in Car IQ Heat Race number 1. Toyota Racing Development Pace Truck awaits its turn to enter the racing surface. And I talked about it earlier, but again, a tip of the cap and a thank you to the folks at Hog Heaven for supplying food for the USAC crew the last couple of days, and several of the teams also bringing food in. Fat Kid approved.
I had apple pie today.
They had apple pie. They had a couple of lemon meringues.
Yeah, my mom would have been all over that.
Not my style,
Not my
but the
speed,
apple pie
but-
definitely.
Yeah, it was really good. I also had pulled pork from them yesterday, and today I had, I think it was a brisket, a sausage-shaped brisket.
It was sausage brisket, or brisket sausage, however you want to put it.
Whatever you wanna call it.
They
It
had
was
a plain and a jalapeno.
Awesome. I'm many things, but one thing I'm not right now is hungry. So there's
No,
that at least.
definitely not. Even Kirk was excited.
It's hard to do. That's hard. That's a hard thing to do.
I do have to brag on him because I'm actually very picky about barbecue. Normally when you get it, it's really gristly, really greasy, especially brisket. That was not the case last night.
Yeah, again, so that was Hog Heaven. They're sponsoring Troy Carey this weekend. There's also a banner down here coming out of turn number 4, so you can get more information about that if you're interested. But man, it was very good.
That's why they're so good. They support the racetrack. So again, Max Adams in the 21, slated to go from the pole position. Jeff Vinson outside of him. So California, row number 1. Louisiana, California, row number 2. You got Shelby Hinton, Jake Swanson. Colorado and California, row number 3. There's a theme going here. You got Garrett and Moles. Indiana making up row number 4. You got Jaden Rogers, Brandon Maddox. Indiana and Australia in row number 5. And a little bit more Hoosier sprinkled in on this one with Jack James in the 99.
Yeah, so Jake Swanson going to roll from the outside of row number 2 in this one, and he was running in the 4th position last night when an incident happened right in front of him in turns number 3 and 4, and therefore he got tangled up in that, had to go to the work area, and I don't believe made it back out after that. So last night we saw a huge rework after qualifying going into Car IQ Heat Race number 1. Tonight, untouched completely. So kind of switching it up on us.
You know, one of the things, they had that huge Hornet event out here, and one of the things with Hornets when they go in any track I've seen them race at, they dig in so hard on that right front and really just kind of tear the track out, and it really made the entrance of turn 1 tough for Reese and everybody to kind of get that back the way it needed to be. They're able to come out and, for the most part, get it right for the rest of the night. And of course, they really went to work on it last night. We saw them when I left in the wee hours of the morning. They were still out here working on this thing, and they've really got the track looking very, very nice here tonight.
Yeah, and there's only so much you can do about something that's structural in that way. But I have to say that it's better today than it was yesterday. So that's all we can really ask for.
Of course, anytime you come to Kokomo, you know you're going to get a great racing surface. Pretty much tracks in Indiana, when you roll in, these are guys that know what they're doing.
Indiana's bad as bull ring for a reason.
Yes. So lights will go dark. Toyota Racing Development Pace Truck going to make its way down to the infield. This is your last chance to go down to the USAC merchandise trailer to sign up to be tonight's AMSOIL Inside the Oval winner, by the way. You get a chance to possibly ride that pace truck at the start of the feature event, but right now, Car IQ Heat Race number 1 coming around to the NOS Energy start camera. Who's got the advantage as they work onto the back straight? Outside front row remains there. 21 inside, 00 outside. Into turns 3 and 4. It will be Instant coming away advantage. He'll lead on lap number 1.
So originally, Max Adams had a better dig on the inside. Jeff Vinson got into turns number 1 and 2 just a little bit too straight, but now got a good run off the cushion at turn number 2 and leads the field.
Challenge for that second spot. Here comes Swanson swinging down to the inside here, and that's Snake Enterprises number 5. Not able to get up into that second spot. Rides in 3rd. Mitchell Moles right now with the final ticket into the show. Side by side for 2nd. The Danning Swanson number 5T going to take that spot away. And he'll drop the 21 of Adams back to 3rd. Now with the AME Electrical number 19 and taking a look at him, and Shelby Hinton taking a look at the 19.
So Max Adams going to have to really mind his P's and Q's here if he wants to hold off Mitchell Moles. And meanwhile, Jake Swanson passing by Jeff Ensign for the lead of this one. He's going to take the lead this time around.
Oh, Max Adams nearly parks it over in turn number 4. He backed it up the racetrack and somehow gets the rear tire spin. Avoid the caution, and that will advance the 71 PS Shelby Hinton up into the transfer spot, but he is not out of the woods. He has got Carson Garrett, and he's got Jane Rogers chasing him right now.
So Shelby Hinton had just gotten up over the cushion in turn number 3. That allowed Carson Garrett to put some distance on him. Now Carson Garrett going to try to look for a way around. About the same speed for those cars for that transfer spot right now.
Jake wants to continue to lead high, but the man full straightway. It was 1.623 seconds last time by. He'll come around to 3 to go. Second, third, fourth, fifth, they are all about nose to tail onto the front straightway. Ensign, Moles, Hinton, that's where you cancel out the tickets into the main event. Then you got Garrett, Rogers, Maddox, Adams, Goodnight, Troy Carey. Running.
Shelby Hinton now getting a look to the inside. Moles goes up in front of the 00 of Jeff Ensign. He takes second. And Jeff Ensign under Shelby Hinton.
Oh, and Hinton all over the back bumper, hitting it once, twice there, somewhere out of the way to the white flag. Nearly taking himself completely out of competition there. Now goes to work at the 00. Short slides him. Oh, man, they are all bottled up right behind him as the checkered flag is out in this one. Jake Swanson going to grab the heat race win. Challenge for the transfer spot. Off of turn number 4, the 00 is going to hold on to it. Getting wild there in the closing. As your winner comes to you out of Anaheim, California, driven the Inland Ranking. Snake Enterprises, One Way DRC, Darty Motorsports, CK Enterprises, number 5T. Race fans, give him a hand. Jake Swanson, your winner. Mitchell Moles in second, Shelby Hinton in third, Jeff Ensign in fourth. Those 4 drivers onto the feature event. Jaden Rogers, Carson Garrett, Brandon Maddox, Max Adams, Matt Goodnight, Troy Carey, and Jack James unofficially rounding out your field. Jake Swanson, 2 days, 2 heat race wins, his 6th of the season for the driver of the number 5T.
And he's out on last night's front row, and again, he was running in the top 5. When he had nowhere to go, things got tangled up in front of him and just didn't have a lot of options.
Yeah, like Drake pointed out, having to do a little bit of work to get that torsion tube straightened out, and it looks like has certainly not affected the handling of the car, as he was able to run away considerably in Car IQ Heat Race number 1. K1 Race Gear Heat Race number 2 going to make its way out. And the driver that is on the pole this one is Parker Fredrickson. He's from right here in town, driver of the Wolf's Insulation. Rutan DRC 00 next to him. You're going to find Chance Crum at Snohomish, Washington, driver of the Pit Logic. 83 Customs, Elevate Race Media, Race Redeem Foundation, number 83C. Second row for the inside, Zach Pretorius at Yorktown, Indiana, driver of the Yoke Motors, Pizza King, Claxon DRC chassis, number 9Z. And next to him is going to be CJ Leary at Greenfield, Indiana. The Curb Records, Kodiak Products, One Way DRC chassis, number 21. Inside of row number 3, Kevin Thomas Jr. at Coleman, Alabama. The Inferno Armor, Majestic Electric, Factory Cane, Stanton, number 3R. And outside of him, Justin Grant at IL, California. The DOS Energy Drink, Hip Logistics, Kissler Maxim, number 4. Fourth row, 7th starting spot, Wyatt Burks out of Topeka, Kansas. The Smith Small Engine, Bill Trainer Powered, Magnum Chassis number 16K. And to his right is going to be Braden Clark at Tipton, Indiana. The John and Cheryl Long, Kircher DRC, G&G Racing Wheel, number 4C. Bryce Andrews, the driver out of Kenosha, Wisconsin, driver of the Roadside Auto Truck Transport, Don's Machine Shop Power, DRC number 17. He'll go from 9th and from 10th. Is set to be Braden Cromwell at Lone Jack, Missouri. The Wholesale Batteries, Level Up KC Chevrolet DRC chassis number 4X. As that'll be your scheduled lineup again for K1 Race Gear Heat Race number 2. And a reminder, Braden Cromwell, again, came out to qualify. Something went awry on his car, ended up down in the infield. There's finally a point where we were able to clear that lane. He came out at the very end and got 1 lap. He cannot start any higher than the top 50% of your feature events. So that, again, is the penalty for not being out when you were supposed to qualify. An update on that further down to Drake.
Thank you so much, Brian and Chris. You got a chance to talk to not only the car owner of that 4X machine, but also Braden's wife, Rachel, back in the pit area. Just before the horn sounded for the heat race, she said something with the steering, too. It was kind of jerking itself all the way around the racetrack, too, making it very difficult for Braden to hang on to that race car. And last night, of course, had that devastating crash in Honest Abe Roofing qualifying, pretty much wiped out everything on that race car. Last night when he went out for qualifying, the car that's currently rolling around the Speedway is a bare frame of the trailer, so tip of the cap to the whole 4X crew for getting that car back out of the Speedway. And like we talked about earlier this season in Pennsylvania, running on pretty low help on that 4X machine. So really impressive effort from Braden and the team to get that car back out here for night 2.
Indeed, went down and looked at the car when they had to strip down to the frame and looking down the right side. Remember, he pancaked the wall, and everywhere that you had that cross member, it just kind of jutted out. It looked like somebody took a piece of spaghetti and kind of threw it up against the wall, so that car definitely hurt. Luckily, though, with the backup, able to get it put back together. So Parker Fredrickson going to bring him down to the drop of the green flag. Chance Crum lining up to his right. Crum, one of the drivers who tangled with a tractor tire last night, ended up damaging the drag link on that car. He'll go to the outside of run number 1. Pretorius in the 9 and Leary in the 21 in run number 2. Kevin Thomas Jr., Justin Grant, the 3R in the 4 in run number 3. Wyatt Burks and Braden Clark, the 16K in the 4C in run number 4, row 5. Is Andrews in the 17 and Cromwell in the 4X. Of course, heat race number 2 brought to you by K1 Race Gear. K1 providing the fire safety uniforms utilized by our USAC officials down trackside. Got Dave down there at the exit of turn number 4, pointing out to the drivers where that NOS Energy start can is. He is adorned in K1 race gear.
You could call it that. That's a great word for it.
Round of the NOS Energy Start Can, we're underway. Everybody dicing their way through turns 1 and 2. Green line stays onto the back straightaway. Leary taking the top side up into second. Going to look to the bottom side for the race lead. Can he grab it? No. Chance Crum going to lead lap number 1.
Chance Crum still going to hold on to it into turn number 1. CJ Leary down to the inside of the 83C. He's going to have the advantage this time down the backstretch.
Leary up into the race lead in that Team Arizona Curvagajanian number 21 AZ. He'll show the way as they come around to complete lap number 2. Crum back to second. Justin Grant going to run in third. Parker Fredrickson back to fourth. He's got Kevin Thomas Jr. wanting to take that spot away. Quickly, the corner armor number 3 going to spray the fire away on the 00, and he's going to take over that transfer spot in the feature event.
Kevin Thomas Jr. now holding down that 4th and final transfer position. Justin Grant third, Chance Crum sitting in second. CJ Leary leading this one. CJ Leary, Justin Grant, and Kevin Thomas Jr. were all in heat race number 2 last night together as well.
Making their way around to the front straightaway, battle outside of the transfer spot. The 9Z of Zach Pretorius reeling in the 00 Parker Fredrickson. Keep an eye on Justin Grant, though. Second quick and Honest Abe Roofing qualifying. At one point looked like he was going to hold on to the top spot. Mitchell Moles came out and said, nah, it's mine. Got his 10th quick qualifying run of the season and nearly broke the track record. He was right there on it. As Grant's going to look to the inside for second. Couldn't get there fast enough as they do battle. That allows the 3R Kevin Thomas Jr. to close with 4 to go.
Really hard to keep the 4 of Justin Grant down, as now he's been looking for a way around the 83C of Chance Crum. Chance doing an excellent job of holding his line and making sure that he's continuing to keep a good consistent speed in front of the 4.
That middle groove right there at both ends of the racetrack, protecting the bottom, not allowing Grant to really be able to go and get a dive on him into the turn. Like you said, doing a really good job of holding that line as he holds on to the second spot. Grant, KTJ all right there, second, third, and fourth. A distant fifth right now is Zach Pretorius. As your leader is going to come around this time to find the lap coat flying. C.J. Leary in the curb records, number 21 AZ, 1 lap away from victory here in K1 Race Gear Heat Race number 2.
Your positions have remained unchanged until this time by. Justin Grant going to get by the 83C of Chance Crum for that second position as C.J. Leary comes out of turn number 4. He is going to pick up K1 Race Gear Heat Race number 2.
Leary grabbing the win. Justin Grant with the last lap past to second. Chance Crum ends up third. Kevin Thomas Jr. in fourth. Those 4 drivers on to the feature event. Zach Pretorius unofficially running out your top 5. So your winner in K1 Race Gear Heat Race number 2. He's out of Greenfield, Indiana. Driver of the Curb Records, Kodiak Products, Oakcraft Elegant Cabinetry, Team Arizona, Curvagajanian, and race number 21 AZ. Race fans, give him a hand. C.J. Leary, 10th heat race win of the season. For the Greenfield, Indiana racer, Justin Grant second, Chance Crum third, Kevin Thomas Jr. 4th, Zach Pretorius 5th, Braden Clark in 6th, Wyatt Burks in 7th, Braden Cromwell in 8th, Parker Fredrickson, and Bryce Andrews unofficially rounding out your field in 10th. Swanson won last night, won tonight. Leary won last night, won tonight. Both drivers winning from the 4th starting spot so far. USACgear.com heat race number 3 going to make its way out to the Speedway. Hunter Maddox out of Bedford, Indiana, slated for the pole position in the TJD Roofing Exteriors Cummins DRC number 24M. Driver next to him, Clinton Boyles out of Greenwood, Missouri, the Suburban Subaru Donut DRC, Berks Western Telecom number 12. Next row from the inside, it will be Kyle Shipley to Phoenix, Arizona, the Benz Asphalt, the Blind Man Kistler Triple X at 0G. And for the 4th starting spot, it'll be Harley Burns out of Brazil, Indiana, the Brit Aero Timberland Lumber Company DNJ DRC chassis number 16. Gunnar Setzer out of Columbus, Indiana, the Midwest 2 Mills Davis Brothers, KO Motorsports, King Racing Products number 5G. He'll go from 5th from 6th. Set to be Cale Coons out of Greencastle, Indiana, the Curb Records Mechanical Advantage. Dueling Companies, Coletta Charters number 63. Todd Hobson out of Clyde, Victoria, Australia, the Drew Fab Electric Works one-way DRC chassis number 44. He'll go from the inside of your 4th row. Outside of him, set to be the driver out of Oakley, California, the Line X Customs and Accessories, Cummins DRC number 24X of Jacob Tuttle. Aaron Davis out of Windfall, Indiana, driver of the Pease Bar and Grill, TNT Auto Sales and Services, Tenzin DRC number 11 from 9th, and from 10th, it'll be Rob Cahoe Jr. to Rust City, Minnesota, the Whitman Roofing, Justice Brothers, TCB Speed Claxon DRC number 78. As that'll be your lineup again for USACgear.com heat race number 3. Again, 10 times around, taking the top 4. So Kevin Thomas Jr., he'll be down in his merchandise trailer signing autographs. I think Jake Swanson's also going to be down there. And by order of the T-shirt seller, I'm sure CJ Leary is also going to be down there signing autographs here in just a little bit.
And you best abide.
Go down, buy you some fresh threads, put a good layer of Sharpie to it.
Yeah, a lot of those teams still carrying Sprint Week merchandise that they had made. I know a couple of them did sell out of some of those designs. Kevin Thomas Jr. does have a fresh restock on some of those items.
So make sure and get down there. Of course, the USAC merchandise trailer is down there awaiting you with all the 2025 race day must-have gear. And a reminder, if you missed it yesterday, if you had ordered one of those Indiana Sprint Week t-shirts, those have mailed out. So expect to start seeing those depending on the pace of snail mail around Monday or Tuesday, making it to your mailbox. So again, if you did order one of those t-shirts, they have been shipped. Another good reason to stop by the Kevin Thomas Jr. souvenir trailer is because you can enter to win that trip to the Western World. It's a $10 ticket or 5 for $40, and the value on this is crazy because it's 2 airfare tickets inside the continental U.S. They're $600 each. Your hotel room starting on Thursday night going through Saturday. Your 2 reserve tickets for racing plus $200 in spending money. And you can win that for only $10. So you can sign up for that and get your tickets at the Kevin Thomas Jr. merch trailer, at the Cummins merch trailer, the back gate, and the 3R race trailer. So make sure and sign up for your chance to win. Set to go here in USACgear.com heat race number 3, Maddox and Bowles. Row number 1, patiently around to the NOS Energy start can. Here we go. Start's going to stick as they work onto the back straightaway. Clinton Boyles, much better position than where he was yesterday. Timing in outside of the invert, ended up having to try to charge from the back, and a little bit of a jump on that initial start. They called it back this time. Maybe not the qualifying run he was looking for, but it pays off for him. Put him on the front row. He's able to take advantage, and he will lead the way in that Baloo Motorsports number 12.
And man, how fast does the 12 look right now? Clinton Boyles is running that line that Mitchell Moles was describing where you're just a little bit over the cushion and it's a little bit too close for comfort, but hey, they're out here doing it.
Clinton saying to that car, that is a machine that you have to hustle hard for the track. Right now, he is doing this here as he works on the back straight. Running in second, Spio, Coon, third, Gunner setting in fourth. Dramatic right now, sitting in. They say that he's going to lose the spot to Harley Burns, the 16, going to race by. So the leader is gone, second, third, and fourth. We've seen this a couple of times already where they kind of get in their own little group here. Right now, Shipley with the backup car doing right by it as he rides in that second spot. Cale Coons in the 63, started 6th, runs in that 3rd spot right now. Gunnar Setzer, his 9, already starting off immensely better. After he got upside down yesterday in qualifying, they thrashed to get the car back together for the heat race. He was able to race it on into the feature event. But right now, Clinton Boyles well in command of this one. The provisional, based off of the owner points, put him in the show last night. Looking to say, you know what? Don't need it here.
Yeah, here comes Gunnar Setzer with a little bit of a look here on the outside of Cale Coons. Cale Coons was last night's Smackdown Rookie of the Race, and just like that, Gunnar Setzer going to sail it around the outside. He takes over third.
Top of the racetrack opening up a little bit here. Setzer going to try and take advantage of it. Now going to roll up on the OG. That line going to get taken away from him. He'll look down to the inside on Shipley. He's going to hold on to second here as the 5G continues to run in third. A white flag in the meantime in the air for Clinton Boyles.
So Gunnar Setzer going to have one more chance here at a look at Kyle Shipley. He's going to try the outside in turns number 1 and 2. Gets a really good run. Gets up over the cushion. He's got good momentum down the back.
The cushion takes of the